This is Top Accurate Global News Update. I am Abiodun Mohamed. At least 2 people have been killed following a twin Russian missile strike on Kyiv, the Ukrainian Interior Minister said. Interior Minister Ihor Klimenko said on television, in quote, 2 are dead and around 5 to 7 people are under the rubble. He added that 25 people had been wounded, including 4 children, due to the attack. The Interior Ministry said one missile had struck a 9-story residential building and another had struck a 4-story building that was part of an educational institution. Separately, in the city of Kherson, 1 person was killed early on Monday and 2 more were wounded. Regional Ukrainian Governor Alexander Prokudin said on Telegram, at least 2 people have been killed due to Ukrainian shelling of the city of Donetsk, the Russian-installed head of the region said. Russian mercenary chief Yevgeny Prigozhin said in a voice message published on Monday that his Wagner group was not currently recruiting fighters but was likely to do so in future. The future of Wagner and Prigozhin has been unclear since he led a short mutiny against the Russian defense establishment in late June, and the Kremlin said he and some of his fighters who have fought in some of the fiercest battles of the Ukraine war would leave for Belarus. Despite that, Prigozhin attended a meeting with Putin 5 days after the mutiny and was photographed last week in St. Petersburg, where President Vladimir Putin was hosting African leaders. After the June mutiny, the Kremlin said Wagner fighters who had not taken part would transfer to the regular army, sign a contract with the defense ministry. Apparently alluding to this, Prigozhin said in a voice message that unfortunately some of his fighters had moved to other power structures, but he said they were looking to return. Since the mutiny, some Wagner fighters have moved to Belarus and started training its army. In comments published last week, Prigozhin also said Wagner was ready to further increase its presence in Africa. The Niger military junta that seized power last week and ousted democratically elected President Mohamed Bazoum said on Monday the toppled government had authorized France to carry out strikes at the presidency to try to free Bazoum. The military junta, which has confined Bazoum to the presidential palace since Wednesday, has previously warned against foreign attempts to extract him, saying it would result in bloodshed and chaos. The military's comments were made by Army Colonel Amadou Abdurrahmani, one of the coup plotters, on state television. He said that the authorization was signed by Niger Foreign Affairs Minister Azoubi Massoudou, acting as Prime Minister. Massoudou could not be reached for comment. France has condemned the coup and urged that Bazoum be reinstated, but has not announced any intention to intervene militarily. Paris did not immediately respond to requests for comment on Monday. The coup in Niger followed military takeovers in neighboring Mali and Burkina Faso over the last 2 years, all of which have come amid a wave of anti-French sentiment. Britain on Monday committed to granting future licenses for North Sea oil and gas extraction as part of efforts to become more energy independent in plans that have drawn criticism from environmental campaigners. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak confirmed plans for more than 100 such licenses, which attracted bids earlier this year, and fresh support for 2 carbon capture and storage clusters in Scotland and Northern England. He also said the government and the oil and gas regulator had committed to undertaking future licensing rounds, seeking to stem the decline of domestic production in the North Sea and reduce reliance on states such as Russia. British efforts to hit net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050 have become a sharp dividing line between the governing Conservatives and the opposition Labour Party ahead of an election expected next year, with Sunak saying it should be met in a pragmatic way that does not add to household bills. The government argues that stemming the decline in domestic supply would reduce the carbon footprint when compared with an alternative option of importing liquefied natural gas. However, it is facing legal challenges from climate activists. The Chinese capital, Beijing, has recorded its heaviest rainfall this year as the remnants of Typhoon Doksuri passed through the city, forcing the evacuation of tens of thousands of people from high-risk areas in the region. Average rainfall in Beijing overnight on Monday reached 140.7 millimeters, with the maximum recorded rainfall in the Fangshan area hitting 500.4 millimeters, according to the city's observatory. Rains in the southern and western areas were expected to be heavier on Monday morning. There was no reported damage or casualties, state media said. Doksuri is one of the strongest storms to hit China in years, and hundreds of millions of people in northern parts of the country, including in Beijing, remain under a red alert, the highest level for heavy rain. The alert covers Beijing's 22 million people and Tianjin's 40 million, as well as part of Hebei, Shaanxi, Shandong, and Henan provinces. It is the first time since 2011 that such a heavy rainfall warning has been issued, according to local media. That is the size of top accurate global news update. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy New Week!